Hello, today we look at the structure of the nerve cell and also brain and brain its functions. So all functions of a body are controlled by a nervous system. So in our body there is nervous system, and this nervous system control and coordinate whatever the activities we are performing. In our nervous system, there are more than 100 billion nerve cells and neurons are present. So on the green board, you are observing the presence of a nerve cell diagram. This is a nerve cell diagram. Our nerve system consists of more than 100 billion neurons or nerve cells. So here, when you observe the main parts of the nerve cell, so we can take a nerve cell that is slide and keep it under microscope and you watch it, you can clearly observe the presence of the this nerve cell. So whatever the parts you are observing, you can see it under microscope. So nerve cells are called as structural and functional units of our nerve system. Our nerve system consists of what? Nerve cells, and they are called as structural and functional units of nerve system. Each nerve cell consists of mainly three parts. There are three parts are there in a nerve cell. So they are: number one, this is called as cell body. This is called as cell body, and this cell body consists of a prominent nucleus and also nacelle granules with cytoplasm. So here liquid material is present, and that is called as cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm, the cell body consists of what? A prominent nucleus and also nacelle bodies. So nacelle bodies are only present in the cell body of a nerve cell, and nacelle cells are not present in other cells of our body, and this is called as cell body. And cell body gives rise what? Some fine projections, and these short projections are called as dendrites. So on either side of the cell body, we can observe the presence of what? Dendrites, and the dendrites, they look like that of a tree with branches. These are called dendrites, and we can see the presence of a long projection, and this long projection, it is attached, it is connected to the different parts of our body, and this is called axon. Axons are long, and this axon is terminated into axon terminals, and these axon terminals are connected to the body organ, and this axon is covered by myelin sheet. So this is called myelin sheet. This is called myelin sheet, and myelin sheet is mainly composed of fat substance and Schwann cells. So this is myelin sheet, and this myelin sheet is composed of fat material and also Schwann cells, and this myelin sheet is not continuous, and it is having some gaps, and these gaps are called as nodes of Ranvier. So all nerve cells, they do not possess this myelin sheet. If a nerve cell is having myelin sheet, that type of nerve cell is called as myelinated nerve cell. Myelinated nerve cell. If the myelin sheet is not present, and they are called as non-myelinated nerve cells. So in our body, our nerve system consists of two types of nerve cells. Some of the cells are having what? Nerve cells are having what? Myelin sheet. They are called as myelinated nerve cells. And some of them are not having what? Myelin sheet, and they are called as non-myelinated nerve cells. So here we discuss what? The structure of nerve cell. And Nerve cell is called as structural and functional unit of nerve system. And that is the brief description about what nerve cell. You can easily draw this diagram in your notes, and you need to write, you need to label the parts like cell body, dendrites, axon, cell body, dendrites, axon, and cell body gives right what some projections, and these fine projections are of two types. Short projections are called as dendrites, and a long projection that is connected to the body organ, and that is called as axon. Cell body consists of what? Prominent nucleus and also micelle granules, and this axon is covered by myelin sheet. It is made up of Schwann cell and fatty layer, and this axon is given as what? Some branches, and they are called as axon terminals, and that is brief description about a nerve cell. In examination, you may ask a question like this: draw well labeled diagram of nerve cell. So you need to draw this diagram and you need to label it, and it is an important diagram, and it is very easy to draw, and also you can label the parts also. You can decide only three parts: dendrites, cell body, axon, axon terminal. That's all. Now we are going to discuss about what? The structure of brain. So this is the brain. So brain is also made up of fats. So most of the brain consists of what? Fats, fat material, and brain is a soft tissue. It is a soft tissue, and brain is present in a hard, bony, box-like structure that is called as cranium. This is called as cranium. In the cranium, brain is present. In the cranium, brain is present. So cranium is protecting the brain, and brain is a soft tissue which is present in a hard, bony, box-like structure called cranium. Next, brain consists of three meninges. So it consists of how many meninges? Three meninges, and the inner layer of this meninges are having what? A fluid that is called as cerebrospinal fluid, and this cerebrospinal fluid protect the brain and also meninges from shocks and jerks. So that is the function of what? Cerebrospinal fluid. And here you see the structure of the brain, and brain is having what? Gray color matter on the peripheral layer, and in the deeper it is white color. So peripheral layers of the brain is gray color, and inner part of the brain is white color. So gray matter, white matter. Gray matter is formed by the presence of cell bodies with capillaries, and white matter is formed by the presence of what? Myelinated axon. So that is the reason upper part of the brain, periphery of the brain is gray color, that is the gray matter. Inner part of the brain is having what? Myelinated axons with fat layer, and that is the reason that is white color, and that is called white matter. So here brain consists of what? Upper part it is having what? Gray matter, and deeper part is having what? White matter. And the functions of the brain was first known by Greeks 2000 years back. Now, and this brain is controlling all the activities that are performed by us, by the different organs that are present in the body. And brain is mainly divided into three divisions, and there are three divisions are there in the brain. So for our convenience to study the brain, so brain is divided mainly into three divisions. So they are very important. So here you are observing the presence of brain, and you need to know this is the first part of the brain. This is the first part of the brain, and it is called a forebrain. So it is present in front. This is the forebrain, and in the middle you can see the presence of another piece of brain that is called midbrain, and this is called hindbrain. So brain is divided into three divisions. They are forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. Forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. What are the divisions we observed in brain? Three divisions. What are they? Forebrain, midbrain, in brain. And forebrain. So here on the upper part of the brain we can see the presence of what? Some elevations and grooves. Some projections are present. So elevations are called as gyri and the grooves are called as sulci. Elevations are called as gyri and these grooves are called as sulci. So in this way, the upper part of the brain is having what? Gyri and sulci, and they are useful to large number of what? Nerve cells in the brain. That is the reason our nerve system consists of, our brain consists of billions and billions of what? Nerve cells. Billions and billions of what? Nerve cells. Okay. We divided the brain into how many divisions? 3 divisions. What are they? Forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Again, forebrain is the largest part of the brain. So there you see forebrain. Forebrain is the largest part of the brain and it consists of what? Olfactory lobes. It consists of what? Olfactory lobes. So now we are discussing what? The functions of different parts of the brain. And so we can look at the structure of the brain, and if you observe the diagram, there you see some parts are there. So labelings are there. So here you see cerebrum and corpus callosum and diencephalon and pituitary gland and pons varolii, cerebellum and medulla oblongata, spinal cord. So these parts you need to label, and these parts are important. So while you draw this diagram, you need to label the diagram, and you need to label what different parts of the brain. So it is very easy to draw the diagram, brain diagram, and also you can label it very easily in a. It is very easy to label these parts also. You draw the diagram once or twice or thrice, then it becomes easy for you. And now we are going to discuss about what different parts of the brain and also functions. So this is called a forebrain. This is called a forebrain, and forebrain is the largest part of the brain. In old textbook, page number 101, page number 101. In new textbook, page number 108. So we are having two types of books. Old textbook, page number 101, and new textbook, page number 108. There you see information regarding what? Functions of brain and different parts of the brain, and so their functions are given in the form of a table. So forebrain, and that is the largest part of the brain. This is the forebrain, and forebrain is divided into 2 parts, 2 lobes. They are called as cerebral hemispheres. They are called as cerebral hemispheres, and these cerebral hemispheres are connected by means of what? Corpus callosum. Corpus callosum. So corpus callosum is useful to club forebrain, that is the cerebral hemisphere. 2 cerebral hemispheres are connected by means of what? Corpus callosum. And here forebrain is having what? Already I told you what? Elevations and grooves. This is elevation and groove. This elevation is called as gyri and these grooves are called as sulci. Elevations and sulci. And sulci divides the brain and these cerebral hemisphere into once again 4 lobes. They are frontal, parietal, temporal and occipital. And that is a brief description about what? Forebrain. And before that we need to understand about what? Olfactory lobes. Olfactory lobes are club shaped. They are visible on the ventral side of the brain, and these are mainly concerned with the sense of smell. So here smell sense we are sensing with the help of not nose, with the help of the olfactory lobes which are present in the forebrain. So olfactory lobes are helpful to sense what? Sense of smell. So that is the function of olfactory lobes. Again you see cerebrum. This part is called as cerebrum. The first part of the brain is called as cerebrum, and cerebrum already told you it consists of 2 cerebral hemispheres connected by corpus callosum, and it is having gyri and sulci. Again each cerebral hemisphere is divided into by means of frontal, parietal, occipital, temporal. And now I am telling you, explaining you the functions of cerebrum. And the main part of the brain, seat of mental abilities, control thinking, memory, perception, reasoning, emotions and speech. All these functions are under the control of cerebrum. And it also controls what integrate the some of the functions, and it is mainly useful for, it is seat of mental abilities, control thinking, memory, perception, reasoning, emotions and speech. So all these functions are performed by cerebrum. Next, we need to understand about what another part that is present in the forebrain, that is called as diencephalon. So diencephalon is present below the forebrain, above the midbrain, and diencephalon is rhomboidal shape, and it is present inferior part of the brain, and it is divided to thalamus and hypothalamus. So master control side of the endocrine system. Master control side of the endocrine system. It consists of thalamus, it is divided to thalamus and hypothalamus. And now we need to understand about what are the functions of diencephalon. So diencephalon, so it is useful, it is performing many functions. In the examination you may get questions like, write a brief notes on the functions of diencephalon. Relay center for sensory impulses like pain, angry and happiness. Reflex center for muscular activities, and center for certain emotions. Center for water balance, blood pressure, that is BP, and body temperature, and sleep and hunger. And finally, this hypothalamus control what pituitary gland, and pituitary gland is called as master endocrine gland. So these are the functions performed by diencephalon. We discuss what the functions of forebrain. Forebrain consists of what? Olfactory lobes. They are concerned with the sense of smell. And cerebrum, I already told you brief description about cerebrum and its function. And diencephalon is also an important part. It also plays an important role in controlling several activities. So we discuss what functions of forebrain. And now we need to understand about what is midbrain. So here midbrain is present. It is present below the forebrain, above the hindbrain. And midbrain is a small stalk-like structure, thick stalk-like structure, and it consists of what? It consists of what? Optic lobes, and it is mainly concerned with sight and hearing. Sight and hearing, these activities are under the control of what? Midbrain. And below the midbrain, we can see the presence of what? Hindbrain. This is hindbrain. So this part is called as hindbrain, and this part is called as midbrain, and this part is called as forebrain. So this is forebrain, and this is midbrain, and this is hindbrain. And hindbrain consists of two parts. So they are cerebellum and medulla oblongata. And this is cerebellum, and this is medulla oblongata. So this is called hindbrain. Hindbrain consists of cerebellum. Cerebellum is present below the forebrain and above the medulla oblongata, and cerebellum consists of cerebellar hemispheres. And its function is maintain posture, equilibrium and muscular activity. And that is the function performed by the cerebellum. Cerebellum consists of what? Cerebellar hemisphere. And now we need to discuss about what? Medulla oblongata. So medulla oblongata is triangular shape, and here the medulla oblongata is extended. So here the hindbrain extends as pons, and pons extends as medulla oblongata, and finally it extends as spinal cord. And spinal cord is present in neural canal of vertebral column. So medulla oblongata is triangular shape, and outer part of the medulla oblongata is white, and inner part of the medulla oblongata grey color. Why? Because outer part of the medulla oblongata consists of what? Myelinated axons, and inner part is grey color due to the presence of cell bodies and blood capillaries. and this is medulla oblongata. And medulla oblongata controls. It consists of centers like cardiac, respiratory, blood pressure, and vasomotor activities. All these activities are under the control of medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. Again, you observe some of these activities like, so it also control and coordinate certain reflexes like swallowing and vomiting, coughing, and sneezing. These activities also under the control of what? Medulla oblongata. Totally we discuss what in this video. In this video we discuss so about what? Coordination, how coordination occurs in our body, and what is the main organ that is involved in controlling the all activities which are carried in our body, and that is the brain and especially nerve cell. So here in our body more than 100 billion neurons are there, nerve cells are there present, and these nerve cells are of three types, and they are efferent, efferent or sensory, and efferent or motor, and third type of nerves are called as associated neurons or interneurons. So based on the pathways, so this information we learn in detail in coming academic year, and today we discuss what? The structure of nerve cell, the structure of nerve cell, and also the structure of brain and the parts of the brain and the functions of the brain. So, and we completely discuss about what the functions of forebrain, olfactory lobes, and cerebrum, and diencephalon, midbrain, hindbrain, that is cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. So it is very important. So in examination you may ask question like, draw well labeled diagram of nerve cell. That is number one question. Again you may ask question like, draw a well labeled diagram of brain. And you may ask question like, write the functions of diencephalon, or write the functions of what? Cerebrum. So like that in examination you are getting questions, and all these questions are easy, and don't buttify. Read this information once or twice or thrice, and you learn it, and you can remember this information for a longer duration. And today we discuss what? Basic information regarding what? Control and coordination, and this is the class 10th biology. In biology there are 10 units are there. First, nutrition, respiration, transportation, excretion, coordination, reproduction, coordination life process, heredity, our environment concern, and last one is natural resources. So this is the 5th unit, and that is called as control and coordination. Especially this unit consists of what? Human brain, nerves, different types of nerves, and brain parts, and also different parts of the brain and also their function. Thank you.